loved how, in the world we see so many different perspectives, and to me personally, I really liked his perspective on it, because we are taught and we are seeing so many different things about how bullying is and how the words affect us, but I really liked how words can have an effect, but it's the own person and their own self-will to choose how that impacts the person, the individual. So I really liked his perspective on that, and I really enjoyed that time that he came.
Definitely, because, okay, I'm a person who has personally dealt with bullying before, and I still sometimes get bullied today. And before I came here, I had a lot of questions on how to deal with bullying, and because, like with me, when I get hated on and when people tell me mean things, I don't really know how to deal with it. I usually just get angry and I ask myself, what's wrong with me? What did I do? And I blame myself, but Chris taught me that it's not me, it's them. They're the ones that want to bring you down and make you feel less than your best, and I just really needed that support to help me understand that it's not my fault.
One big thing I got out of it was that Chris didn't just try and, tell us the cliche way that every teacher that I've ever had has told us to deal with bullying. He gave us a different way, a more understandable way to try and approach it, to deal with it, and a way that won't result in negative outcomes for the person who's going through the situation. Because most teachers are just like, you gotta tell an adult, and he was like, no, we all know that that's not going to benefit the person in the long run because they're going to find out about it. And so he just presented a more diverse way and a more beneficial way to handle bullying.
One big thing I got away from it was how influential it really was. Anyone can get up and talk about bullying and how it's bad, but just taking a different approach to it and actually combating bullying is what's truly effective. And tying it back to the psychology of it, bullying is essentially inevitable, but it's how you take it on a personal level and how you choose to handle it that really makes a difference.
Oh man, one of the biggest takeaways I had today was that we give power to words. Words can't hurt us. Like he was saying, sticks and stones may break our bones, but words can never hurt you.
Physical things can hurt you, like a punch to the face and all this stuff, but words, you control how that affects you. And that's something that I find really inspirational because nobody really talks about it from that angle. Yes, bullying is totally not okay. Yes, putting other people down is not okay. But you as a person, as an individual, let's say you can't do something about bullying. If that person is not willing to change, but you yourself can change the way you look at things and maybe, try to persevere and push through those obstacles, I think that's a really amazing thing to send that message to people.
That bullying isn't anything that we should be afraid of it. Bullying is just people speaking words, and how you take those words is how it's going to affect you.
I would say you should definitely jump on that and have him be the one to talk to your students, because I've sat through many speeches about bullying, and I think Chris's by far was the most attention grabbing. He was funny, he was informative, and to reiterate on what I've already said, he gives you an actual effective way to handle the situation.
Well, there's obviously a lot of people who are willing to speak about bullying, but not many have provided a realistic solution to the issue, and Chris definitely did.
I would say definitely to bring him to speak to the kids, because most schools just put a couple posters about bullying and expect a change to happen, but that's not the case. We really need a person that's going to set the record straight and say, hey, this is what needs to be done, and I think Chris is the man for that.
Oh man, I'd be like, man, this dude Chris, you've got to get him in. He's huge. I was so engaged today. There wasn't a moment I wasn't engaged, and he was just fearless on stage, which was huge because I was inspired just by the way he was speaking, and then just the content, what he was speaking about, that was huge.
I'd say do it immediately. There's so much that these kids need to hear that they are not getting right now out of a lot of education, and I think that he has something more than just something to say, something that needs to be said.